Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Interviews, back to talk more comics. Tonight we're going to be talking about Old Man Quill, number 10. Now, before we get started into talking about Old Man Quill, I just want to talk about the Old Man series in general. I wasn't reading comics when Old Man Logan, the original, came out. When I found out about it, it made me so mad at myself for not reading. And I dug it. When I read it, I was just like, oh God, is this a good story? I love it. I mean, if you don't like it, fine, but I happen to love it. And so I found out when I started reading comics again back in 2016 that there was an Old Man Logan comic where he was part of what came out of Secret Wars. And so I started reading that. And then Old Man Hawkeye comes out. And I really, 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 really like Old Man Hawkeye. I think this whole the Badlands storyline is just so great. It's so much fun. It's, there's hardly any heroes, but what we have, there's no coming back from these storylines. So everything is just really balls to the wall, like, this is for everything kind of storyline, and I've been digging it. And so Old Man Quill came out, and I was like, at first, I was like, why Peter Quill? Why Old Man Quill? I really was, because even though I like Guardians of the Galaxy and Star-Lord and everything, it's just like, what are they going to do with this? And man, okay, it makes perfect sense why they do Old Man Quill. First off, the Guardians are out in space, so they wouldn't have, necessarily have been there when all the heroes got killed on that day, in this alternate, this part of the multiverse. And so them having their own story just makes total sense. And if you're not caught up on Old Man Quill, spoilers for Old Man Quill. So anyway, going back, but to say that I'm interested in that series of books is, I started going back to my comic shop, going through their backlogs. I had to finally get my Old Man Logans from like Secret Wars. I know these aren't the original Old Man Logans, but these, and I know also how people feel about Brian Michael Bendis, but I like this run too. This is what sets up Old Man Logan, his 50-issue run, which was amazing. It was hit and miss sometimes, but like mostly I loved Old Man Logan. So yeah, I'm digging this a lot. And so, in Old Man Quill, to catch anybody up who doesn't know, Star-Lord gets sent a message about the church that's going on right now in Guardians, which is crazy. The Universal Church of Truth, yeah. So they're like the big threat right now in Guardians, and also in Old Man Quill, where he is trying to make it back to Earth, and he has to get the nullifier, the ultimate nullifier that the Fantastic Four had, to stop Galactus, who is now basically like him and the church are coming for Earth again. And it's insane. And throughout the first part of this story, okay, he's fighting alongside aged Guardians of the Galaxy. Drax and Rocket and Mantis and Gamora. They're all there. And they come to Earth with him, and they're fighting there. And I kept thinking to myself, why is this called Old Man Quill? Why don't they just call it Old Guardians of the Galaxy? And for some damn reason, it just didn't occur to me that he was having a fucking Tyler Durden moment and had imagined them fighting alongside him along this like one last adventure. That it was all in his head, and all the terribly violent things that had been going on that you think the Guardians are doing are solely being done by Peter Quill. So all these awful, like terrible violent things he's doing as the people that he remembered that died. And it's amazing. And it's been incredible. And I love it so much. It's just as good as Old Man Hawkeye and Old Man Logan. And Dead Man Logan, actually, if you're reading Dead Man Logan, is turned, like, the first half was the whole Mysterio thing. And then the second half has been him back in the Badlands. And the last issue of Dead Man Logan had Luke Cage and Jessica Jones's kid, Danny. She gets killed. She gets shot. And she falls down next to Thor's hammer, which, you know, part of me was thinking that this wasn't really Thor's hammer, but when she finally touches it, she becomes Thor. And that series right there just got like a shot of adrenaline right in the heart, Pulp Fiction style. So if you haven't read Dead Man Logan, holy crap, pick it up. It's pretty awesome. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun because you know it's not impacting the 616 really. It's just a big what if. This whole thing kind of, you know. And so getting into though, Old Man Quill, number 10. Yeah, I was gonna do this earlier, okay? I kept talking about it earlier this week. I was gonna do it, but I realized I didn't get Old Man Quill number 9. Some reason I didn't order it with my subscription service, and so I was trying to make sure that I was all caught up before I did it, and so I went all the way to my comic shop because I thought, well, they've got to have Old Man Quill. It's not exactly flying off the shelf. Well, of course, not only did they not have 9, they didn't have any more of 10s either, and so I read it online. And it was a bummer because it was an incredible number 9. It was mostly action. It was all like big action splash pages. It was incredible. Where it's Peter in the Hulk armor, Iron Man, you know, the Hulk smash armor. And sorry, I'm a little excited when I talk about this, so I'm mixing up my words. The Iron Hulk Buster suit taking on the Shi'ar Imperial Guard that are now part of the church. Okay, my screen's acting weird again. So yeah, the whole thing about the church. What was I again about? Yeah, so crap. So yeah, the Imperial Guard, they're all working for the church. They're all infected, and it's Peter Quill versus them. And these are hardcore people. Okay, Gladiator may be old, but he hasn't missed a beat, really. And so it's typical Guardian Star Wars stuff, where he just kind of happen-chancely begins to take each one of these guys out in different ways that only Star-Lord could. And it's all cool. It's all impactful. Like, he smashes the one little robot guy with the door, and he sends a piece of metal right through the one lady's like whole freaking chest cavity. It's just crazy. And then he blows up. He's basically there stalling the Imperial Guard because the Baxter building is basically going to explode or be sent into the time stream. And so he takes off at the last minute, and Guardian is the only one left, and he gets like caught up in it and sucked in. And I don't know if he's alive or if he was just smashed into nothingness. But Quill gets through the time stream and ends up meeting Viv Vision, an older Viv Vision. And now they're trying to get him to, you know, like he's trying to tell them what's going on, that Galactus is on his way. Doom is knows what's going on at the Baxter building, so he's sending all the Doom bots out there. So everything is coming to a head. And it's called Time Has Come Today, issue number 10. I like this, like, first page here with the Doom bots flying over her head. There we go. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's like, seriously, it's like learning how to use the analog sticks backwards or whatever. So he tells them what's going on. He's still talking to the Guardians. And he's basically flaking out and telling them, like, there's nothing to be done. But they don't believe him when he tells them, like, we don't have time to do anything else but stop Galactus. And so they finally get a kid who can read his memories, and so they see what he saw, and they're all freaking out. We don't have to talk about this any further. Like, they just jump into the plan. So they figure out a way for him, and yeah, of course, little Herbie robot there from Fantastic Four came along with the ride, and they needed to send him back in time to a specific point to where he can get the nullifier. It's a lot of time travel stuff, and you just kind of have to go, fuck it. But then there's just like one cool page just out of nothing, you know, out of nowhere. You think, well, maybe they'll do something with this. But really, it's nothing. It's just this moment where Thanos sees this huge armada going by. He's on Saturn's moon Titan, you know, he's just chilling there. And he sees this huge army going out of there. He just looks up at it and says, like, oh, well, you look at that. The Earth is really screwed. and he just goes right back to doing what he's doing. And that's it. It's kind of like what you would expect to, like, from like Watu, like them have him going past the moon or something, and then him looking at like, oh no, Earth is in trouble. So they give him like this like crappy looking Breaking Bad like suit to jump in and go back through time, and basically it's this or everybody's dead. So he jumps into the time stream. I like this page here because it made me think of Silver Surfer Black when he goes into the time stream, just kind of the way it's drawn. But he goes back to where the day that the heroes all died, and he's at the Fantastic Four where Sue and Reed are still alive, but Johnny and Ben are dead, and they're trying to hold off the villains so that they can like hide their kids in a pocket universe and get all the like really bad weapons from anybody getting to them. And that's right when he walks in, kind of like I would think like Marty McFly in Back to the Future, looking at him like this, like if he came into this scene. And Reed beats him up and Sue's bashing him, and but the Herbies try to back him up, and eventually Star-Lord just has to shock the hell out of Mr. Fantastic, which this kind of then says that in that moment of the world's heroes being killed, Star-Lord kind of plays a part in the end of the Fantastic Four unintentionally. Because right after that, Sue gets blasted by frickin' Kang the Conqueror. And so she's all blasted. She's kind of alive. Reed's like, hey, what the hell you doing? Blah, blah, blah. You're not going to get away with this. We always find a way to beat you. We're the heroes and all that stuff. And then, I mean, it's a little too hokey for Reed, but look at that, man. Kang just chops his shit off. And then Star-Lord tries to fight Kang to no avail because he headbutts Kang and knocks himself out. And then Kang tosses Mr. Fantastic and Sue into the time stream. Oh! It's crazy town. And so Star-Lord is grabbed by Kang. And he's like, you're pretty cool. He's kind of like Thanos talking to Tony Stark, Sorry about that. I know it's like a split second for you guys, but my computer just freaked out on me again. So at the very end of this, Star-Lord's held by Kang. We get this great shot of the Doombots. And there's Viv Vision. I just wanted to show her a little bit better here. Like, she's all messed up. Look at this panel here. Or in this one here. Like, her head's, like, partially blown off. There we go. I think you can see a little bit there. So, all the Doombots are coming. And this is when, Kang is busting up Star-Lord, and he remembers that he brought an Asgardian knife and jams it straight into Kang's face. Pretty sweet. He says he's going to be, you think you can stop me with Reed Richards' archaic robot? No, I think I can stop you with Reed Richards' good old-fashioned science. And so he blows up Herbie, though. Kang blows up Herbie and basically traps Star-Lord there with them about to get overrun by Doombots. So how does Star-Lord get back? I do not know. I like this, though. That's the cover for number 11. Really, really great. Another solid issue. I believe that this is all from the same people, at least this and Hawkeye. I think Old Man Hawkeye is from the same people too, basically. But another fantastic issue. Let me know what you guys think of this book if you're reading it, or what you guys would like to see. I'd like to see them continue this storyline. I think Dead Man Logan's about to kind of put a pin in it along with this. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow there was like a little bit of a tie-in here. But if they're going to conclude it, I would like them to do a bigger conclusion to this whole Badlands storyline. But otherwise, who would you guys like to see an Old Man book about? Because I don't know how many more people are out there that could be out there that we haven't thought of, maybe. Because I don't remember who all's left either. So anyway, if you like this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications. yada yada yada, all that jazz. I want to thank again everybody that's been finding my channel through my comic reviews. I do a lot more than comics. I do TV, movies, basically, and games and all sorts of stuff on here. So please hit subscribe if you're not a subscriber and you're enjoying the content. Otherwise, this is Robert Smirking Interview saying we're going to be back with Batman number 80, and we still got Immortal Hulk number 24 to talk about. So have a great day, keep reading comics, and we'll see you guys next time.